I have now done 3 videos on Donald Trump being humiliated by confrontations in Scotland and being tortured by their biting wit, and they have received almost 3 million views, so I know there's an appetite for such things, and I assume the run was over. But wait, there's more. Even with Scotland in his rearview mirror, they managed to pull off an epic trolling of our commander of chaos and corruption, and I have the breaking story for you next. Let's begin this report with some context. Trump had this to say in his final moments of his egregious promotional tour of his Scottish golf courses at taxpayer expense. You may recognize it as the brainworm that has burrowed deep into his orange dome, has command over all of his waking thoughts, and keeps his odd mind spinning.
We will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains, and I'm not talking about airplanes, I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful...
Thank you for explaining that windmills are not killing 737s. Please continue.
Areas in the United States, and you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers, you know, the props, because there's a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land. That's what they say. The environmentalists say you can't bury them because the fiber doesn't go well with the land. In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil. The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive. And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money. But more important than that is it ruins the landscape. It kills the birds. They're noisy. You have a certain place in the Massachusetts area that over the last 20 years had 1 or 2 whales wash ashore, and over the last short period of time, they had 18. Okay? Because it's driving them loco. It's driving them crazy. Now, windmills will not come. It's not going to happen in the United States. And it's very expensive. And I would love to see. I mean, today I'm playing the best course, I think, in the world, Turnberry. Even though I own it, it's probably the best course in the world, right? And I look over the horizon and I see 9 windmills. It's like great. At the end of the 18th, I said, isn't that a shame? What a shame. You have the same thing all over Europe in particular. You have windmills all over the place. Some of the countries prohibit it, but people ought to know that these windmills are very destructive. They're environmentally unsound, just the exact opposite. Because the environmentalists, they're not really environmentalists. They're political hacks. These are people that they almost want to harm the country.
Time out, time out. Mr. President, if you don't clarify for us, how will we know if you're talking about the country where the beautiful areas and plains are, or the country that's inside of those borders and full of all of that corruption and discourse caused by you? I guess we'll have to carry on without the wordmeister interjecting. And now for today's breaking story, because you can't get enough of Scotland, Trump can't get enough of windmills, and the Scots can't get enough of getting under his thin skin. This story begins with the Daily Beast headline, Scotland trolls Trump with massive new wind farm on his doorstep.
The Scottish government has green-lighted one of the world's biggest wind farms, just days after President Donald Trump ranted about windmills while visiting the country. The U.S. president was in Scotland to visit his golf courses in South Ayrshire and Aberdeenshire, the latter of which has a history with wind farms. While Trump International Golf Links in Aberdeen was still being built, Aberdeen Renewable Energy Group also started constructing a row of wind turbines that impeded the view at his course. That started a long obsession with the structures that he wrongly calls windmills. And despite his latest protestations in Scotland, the country's government has now given the go-ahead to a mega wind farm, one of the world's largest. The Berwick Bank project, which would be positioned 23 miles off the east coast in the North Sea, will boast up to 307 of Trump's big renewable enemies. It's so sad. You fly over and you see the windmills all over the place, ruining your beautiful fields and valleys and killing your birds. And, if they are stuck in the ocean, ruining your oceans, he went on. He is also irritated by the optics, saying the turbines are ugly. The president has also wrongly claimed that they cause cancer. Deputy First Minister Kate Forbes said the green light had been given after extremely careful consideration. She added that it is a move that will help in tackling the climate crisis. UK Energy Secretary Ed Miliband said it boosts our mission to make Britain a clean energy superpower.
Donald Trump thought he could jet into Scotland, play the role of celebrity king and provocateur, and then return to his reign of stateside chaos. Instead, the Scots handed him a reminder that his unhinged rants have no power there, and no amount of whining about windmills will stop their policy of progress. This wind farm is about clean energy, and the fact that it is a permanent thorn in the side of Trump is a bonus. And the timing is a beautiful masterclass in trolling. Trump has a tantrum about turbines, and days later the Scots greenlight one of the largest projects in history right in his Scottish backyard. It's as if they're saying, thanks for visiting, Mr. President, and here's your parting gift. In fact, 307 of them. Scotland has once again proved that the best way to deal with a bully is to